Right, good morning everybody. Have a blessed day, everyone. So at this time, I'm going to voice over our topic. By the way, I am your MAPEH teacher. My name is Roberto the MAPEH Almirol. So we are going to discuss about the nature and background of basketball. This topic is intended for quarter 2. So our objective was physical activity and physical fitness, assessments of family and school peers. So let's have basketball. So let's define basketball. Basketball is a team sport wherein the objective is to shoot a ball through a basket horizontally positioned to score points while following a set of rules. Usually, 2 teams of 5 players play on marked rectangular court with a basket at each reed end. Basketball is one of the world's most popular and widely viewed sports. A regulations basketball hoop consists of a rim 18 inches in diameter and 10 feet high mounted to a backboard. A team can be scored a field goal by shooting the ball through the basket during regular play. A field goal scores 2 points for the shooting teams if the player is touching or closer to the basket than the 3-point line. And 3 points, known as commonly as a 3-pointer or 3, if the player is behind the 3-point line. So now let's have the history of basketball. Basketball was invented in December 1891 by the Canadian Clark Geman, an educator and physician known as James Naismith. Naismith introduced the game when he was an instructor at the Young Men's Christian Association Training School, now Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts. At the request of his superior, Dr. Lothar H. Golick, they organized a vigorous recreational suitable for indoor with winter play. The game involved elements of American football, soccer, and hockey, and the first ball used was soccer ball. Teams had 9 players, and the goal were wooden pitch basket affixed to the walls. So it's by 1897 to 1898, teams of 5 became standard. The NBA suffered a drop in popularity during the late 1970s, but was resuscitated principally through the growing popularity of its most prominent players. Larry Bird of the Boston Celtics and Magic Johnson of the Los Angeles Lakers are credited with injecting excitement into the league in 1980s through their superior skills and decade-long rivalry. During the late 1980s, Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls rose to stardom and helped the Bulls dominate the NBA during the early 1990s. And new generations of basketball stars, including Shaquille O'Neal of the Orlando Magic and Larry Johnson of the Charlotte Hornets, have sustained the NBA's growth in popularity. In 1959, a Basketball Hall of Fame was founded in Springfield, Massachusetts. Its roster includes the names of great players, coaches, referees, and people who have contributed significantly to the development of the game. So the basic skills in basketball, these are shooting. Shooting is the first basic skill to be learned in shooting. Every basketball player loves to shoot the ball. The most practiced skills in the games is shooting. Players spend a good deal of their practice time on shooting drills to improve their skills after all. If you can shoot, you can score. So here's how you can improve your shooting skills in basketball. First is to remember the BEF, or balance, elbow, follow through. When shooting the ball, be relaxed and concentrate on the basket. Know when you have a good shot and then take it. Be in a proper balance when shooting the ball. Follow through on every shoot you take. Jump naturally. Up hang shoot is an easy way to remember this. Make sure you have an arc on every shot you take. Be relaxed when shooting the free throws. So the source or the form trainer's armband practice of all your shots. Next, basic skills was dribbling. Dribbling in basketball is a skill that you should master. It allows you to move around the court while you're in positions of the ball. It is a legal method that allows you to advance with the ball and make a score, as opposed to that of passing it to a teammate to shoot for the basket. This move involves bouncing the balls off the floors with your hands as you cover the floor. This is how it's done. Dribbling the balls with hand and use only the tips of your fingers in dribbling it. Employ the wrist and the forearm to push the balls while covering the court. Don't involve the whole hand to avoid losing control of the ball. Don't keep your fingers in touch with each other while dribbling. Spread your fingers to allow full control of the ball as it dribbles. Dribble the ball in one side of your body and not right in front. While dribbling in one hand, use other hand to drive your defender away from the ball. Next basic skills was passing. Basketball is a team game. By definition, that means all players are involved in the process of playing the game and should function as one. One of the primary skills created to accomplish this is passing. It is a skill that maximizes the involvement of all players in setting up a play to earn successful shots and earn points for the whole team. To learn more about passing, read and practice as instructed below. And then, next slide. So, chest pass. This is the most common and probably the most efficient pass used in basketball. It can be used in most of situations and from anywhere on the court. Place each hand on either side of the ball and spread the fingers evenly. Fully extend your passing arms as you push the ball out from your chest or slightly to either side depending on which hand you are passing with. As your passing arm reaches extensions, make sure your wrist snaps similar to how it snaps on a jump shot. Next is bounce pass, often used for most entry, backdoor cuts, and fast breaks. The bounce pass is a situational pass, and bounce pass is slower than a chest pass when it gives the defender more time to make a play on it. So be sure to make this in mind when making passes within your offense. On out of your bounce plays or other situations requiring a crisp pass, use the same grip and passing motions with this pass as you did with the chest pass. The ball should hit the floor about 2/3 of the way to the receiver. If the situation allows, you should step toward your teammates as you throw the pass. Ideally, you want to hit your teammates between the knees and waist. Next is two-handed overpass. The use of this should be limited to out-of-bounds plays. The passes to the points guard to make fast breaks. The reasons for this is it puts their players in a weak position where they are not a threat to do anything but pass. Position your hands on the side of the ball with your fingers spread and your thumbs on the back of the ball. Bring the ball up above your head when passing. Step toward your intended target and release the ball with a quick snap of your wrist. Next is behind the back pass. Despite what some people say, the behind the back pass is a fundamental pass that should definitely be used in some situations. Throwing a behind the back pass is similar to throwing an underhand pass. You put the ball behind your back just like you were doing around the wrist ball hand drills. Except once you get to the other side, you flick your wrist in the direction the ball should travel. This pass is deceptive and it's a great way to build your passing skills. It is, however, important to learn when it is a good time to throw it and when it is unnecessary. Next is baseball pass. This should be used in every rare situations such as a land of the court pass in an attempt at a buzzer beating shot. The ball is held with both hands on the ball and move up near to the ear of your throwing shoulder, and at this point, throwing this pass is just throwing a screwball in baseball. The end must be behind the ball so the pass doesn't have too much side spin, and your wrist should follow through should be straight or even slightly counterclockwise to avoid excessive spin. Next is rebounding. Rebounding is one of the major aspects of the game. It is an ability to jump with the power to gain positions of the ball as it bounces to the rim after the field shot before it touches the floor. Just how important is rebounding? Whenever you grab a rebound, your team gains a chance to shoot again while the other team actually loses it. The difference is double. Practice good footwork and vertical leap or jumps. Anticipate when the ball will land. The longer the shot or the harder the rim, the farther the bounces. When a shooter is soft shooter, this means he always takes time to put an arc on his shots and the ball bounces near the rim. When a shooter is a hard shooter, this means there is a little or no arc on his shots when the ball bounces far from the rim. Leg powers and strong body are needed in rebounding. That's why it's essential that strengthening and power exercises should be considered to conditioning your body. Next is the running. Running is one of the basic skills that a basketball player should possess, because in this sport, speed defines the best. Whether you are on the offensive or defensive side of the game, passing, receiving, shooting, or rebounding a ball, you always have to run in any way possible. Here are some tips for you to improve your running skills. Always have a good pair of playing shoes. Always do a combination of dynamic stretching and warm-up activities across the court before going out to play a game. This exercise have already been introduced to you when you were in grade 7, but in case you have forgotten, then already here they are, brother. The dynamic stretching. Those are to walk, heel walk, inch walk, high knees, butt kicks, shuffled, back pedal, jogging, and karaoke and jumping jacks rather. So the court dimensions. The size of the court depends on the playing level. The size of the court for NBA and college games is 94 feet long and 50 feet wide. It is smaller for the high school and junior high. Next is the backboard and rim. The regulations height above the ground for the rim hoop is 10 feet and the rim is 18 inches in diameter. Backboards are 6 feet wide or 72 inches by 42 inches tall, with the inner square being 24 inches wide by the 18 inches tall. The full line. For all sizes, courts the full line or foul lines is 15 feet in the front of the backboard. The key is 12 feet wide and is designed for the basketball courts. The backboards extend 4 feet out over the baseline into the key. A half circle of diameter 6 foot extends from the foul line away from the basket to complete the key. The 3-point line or arc. For NBA basketball courts, the 3-point arc is 22 feet to the center of the rim of the sides with a straight line extended out 16 feet or 9 inches from the baseline. Past those points, the line extends out 22 feet, 9 inches from the center of the rim. The line markings. All lines marked in the floors are 2 inches wide and can vary in color. So these are the basketball courts. So for further vivid and clear pictures, you may browse or search on Google. So that the measurements, the sizes, you will figure out, because here in my PowerPoint, so the pictures here are so very small, therefore the numbers or the sizes of the court is not really clear for you to see. Okay, just browse in Google. Thank you so much. So now let's proceed on the ball. The basketball is in a inflated sphere with outer covering. It is 75 to 78 centimeter in circumference and weighs of 600 to 650 grams. It must be made of leather in the official FIBA competition. So these are the equipments and in basketball. So next is basket, also called goal. It is made up of horizontal circular metal rims with a net hanging from it. It is mounted 3.05 meter above the floor level. Next is the backboard, the rigid rectangular board behind the rim. Standard widths are 24, 42, 44, negative 48, 60, and negative 72. The other one is shoes, a high top shoes. It's one of the most important in basketball equipment. And also the uniforms, the jerseys or the proper shoes, proper shorts and proper shirt. Okay, officiating officials, rules and regulations in basketball. The officiating staff, the makeup of the officiating corps is strictly a matter of choice. The minimum number is 5, a referee, an umpire, a scorer, a timer, and a shot clock operator. In some cases, 8 officials are used in lineup comprising a referee, 2 umpires, a shot clock operator, 2 scorers, and 2 timers. The official conduct game. During actual play, there is no practice difference between the referee and umpires. They are equally responsible for the conduct of the game, and because of the spread of play, their duties are dictated essentially by their respective positions on the court from movement to movement. For this reason, the rules specify that no official has the authority to question decisions made by another official. Referee is official in charge. The referee is the official that controls the game. He is the one who tosses the ball up for the center jump at the start of the game and its overtime period. His duties range from inspecting and approving all the equipment before the game starts times to approving the final score. So these are the examples of referee's hand signal. The basketball referee's hand signal. So those are jump ball, charging, traveling, technical foul. Okay. So those are the examples of hand signals for the referee for a basketball game. Official signals. When a foul occurs, the officials is required by the rules to A. Signal the timer to stop the clock. B. Is designate the offender to the score and use his or her finger to indicate the number of free throws. When a team is entitled to throw in, an official must signal what caused the ball to become dead, indicate the throw in the spot except after a goal, and C. designate the team entitled to throw in. Duties of scorers and timers. The scorers must record in numerical order names and numbers of all players, record field goals made and free throws made and missed. Keep a running summary of points record fouls called on each player, and notify the officials when players' disqualifications or bonus free throw situations arises. Record timeouts and report when a team's allotted numbers of has been used. And record when a squad members has been ejected for fighting. It is the game clock and shot clock operator's responsibility to keep everyone abreast of key factors while carrying out the timing regulations. Alright, so again, if you have questions or more clarifications, you may raise in this link for further information and knowledge, or else you may comment down below in the comment box so that I will be aware and in order to answer for all your questions. So don't be shy to ask. So you are free to ask. So that's all for today, and stay home, stay safe, be healthy, always wear a best smile every day, and goodbye everyone, and God bless.